Gosh, we have a hype train.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Q&A stream. How's it going? Oh, looks like I goofed a little bit on the. You can see a little bit of the pink line. Let's fix that real quick. There we go. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? How's everyone doing? So we'll start out by introducing ourselves. We'll just start at the top of the list and work our way down.
Hello. I don't know if we're gonna be talking. Are we introducing ourselves?
Yes.
Yes, we're
Okay,
introducing
I'm sorry.
ourselves.
I am Crystal. I am a concept artist for Colorgrave. Just help out with all the art and the design. So yeah, that's me. Hello, everyone.
You guys know me. I'm Lulupa. I'm the lead pixel artist, and I'm excited to talk about stuff today.
Hello, I'm Membron. I make things and break things all at the same time. It's a good time.
I'm Bill Slutter. I go by Mitch, if you so please. And I'm the other sprite artist of the group.
Hello, I'm Scoot. I'm a concept artist, and yeah, just chilling.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I goofed. I had to adjust Phil's volume there for a sec. So yeah, we're gonna be starting off with the questions that we got from the chat, from the Discord chat, and we'll be answering any more questions you guys have in here as we go along. So I guess let's just start right up into it. I think we should probably change the music real quick so we don't get too tired of this one.
You have a playlist of it you can just go through?
Kind of.
Okay.
But I'd rather not have some dramatic music happen in the middle of us talking about stuff.
Fair
Alright,
enough.
so our first question, I kind of just screen capped these in order. Oh, I forgot. I gotta get out of... Alright, our first question is from Zany Duck, who asked, seriously, why no only marriage?
So, Olney is a sad one for me because I liked Olney. I wanted her to be a marriage candidate, and originally she was planned to be one. We ran out of time on the initial release, and we're like, we'll do it in a patch. And then we thought, oh well, maybe the monsters don't really want to get married. So what if we let you help the monsters restore their colors, and then you bond with them and have some sort of connection with them and get some more content there. But we wound up not doing that. So she was originally intended, and we have some concept art of like her in a wedding dress and all that sort of stuff.
It's true. We do actually have a wedding dress. Oh boy. Look, see, we're already goofing on the music. It didn't loop. Yeah, we do have wedding dress concept. Actually, if Scoot sends me that, I could even put it up on the stream real quick. I don't have it on
Yeah,
hand.
just give me a moment.
But yeah. So, actually, originally Only was going to run the secret shop. That was the secret shop NPC. And things kind of just got shifted around as we continued to develop stuff. And she ended up not playing as big a role as we had originally thought.
It's opposed to it.
Awesome. So, let me just save this image out, and then I can... Oh, wow. This was back when she was still named Elizabeth, too.
This is before she had her new name.
Yeah. Alright,
Back
so
in the days of yore.
the days of yore. So we'll just plop that right on the screen real quick. So this was the concept art that Scoot did. So there you go. An alternate reality, a future that never came to pass.
Tragic, isn't it?
Tragic.
Heartbreaking even.
I always wanted to marry a girl in sepia tone.
So I guess we'll move on to our next question. Or our next question is from
I want to
Vision.
scroll down the voice thing.
Oops. Uh-oh. Was it a conscious decision to make the post game larger than the main game?
Well, no. It was bound to happen because of the roadmap that we planned, but I don't think any of us really thought about that or considered the outcome of, oh, well, our post game's bigger than the main game. Oops. So, like when we first launched Prodigal, we had a lot of stuff we still wanted to do with it, and we were really excited about the world and the characters and the story. So we had lots of plans and things we wanted to still get into the game. So that was the idea of the roadmap. It's just the way things kind of worked out was all of it wound up in post game because, you know, we didn't want some poor innocent player that has barely spent any time in the game to suddenly stumble into the back room and be like, why do I have to beat this? Why is it so much harder than everything else? This is awful. I hate it. Yeah, even with all the stuff we added, we still have stuff that we wanted to explore, and you know, we're hopeful to explore one day, like the frontier and stuff. But yeah, oops.
Oops.
Yeah, it's just an unintended consequence, or not really consequence, but just how we developed the game. And I'd say that we've gained some experience of like what we should and shouldn't do for the future.
And then just watch us make exactly the same mistakes over and over again.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Making some
No doubt.
progress.
Yeah, we've definitely learned some things. At the very least, we've become better world builders and storytellers.
Yeah.
I'd like to think, anyway.
I don't know, like, I wasn't even part of the story stuff. It's just, guys keep me going every single time I see, like, new stuff. It's like, oh, what's this?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the story discussion happens between me and Min. We'll message each other, like, in the middle of the night and be like, what about this? What if this? Like, Min's going to bed at, like, midnight, and he'll send me a message while he's half awake and be like, hey, what if we do this with the story? It's fun.
I did
It's a good
something like
time.
that last night, actually.
And always thinking, always cooking.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, you know, we've got a lot of. You guys don't know too much about this yet. You've seen bits and pieces of it, but we've got a lot of puzzle pieces to play with, and we've been working on trying to make those fit together in a nice way. We'll move on to the next question, which is a non-question first of how much wood would an Orin chuck if an Orin could chuck wood. The answer is a lot.
He chucks barrels,
He does.
some of which are wooden, some are metal.
It's true. He chucks a lot of wood. But the actual question is, how much did Oakley change during development?
Oh gosh. I think this is another one I have to answer unless Lou knows the whole story on her.
You go first, and I'll add anything
Okay.
on the side.
So originally, when this prototype was made, there were twice as many girls in their like main game, and there were two different girls. There was an alchemist named Oakley, and there was this kind of dangerous nerd that was also a criminal at night named Lucy Keegan. And Oakley became a conglomeration of those two characters because Lou decided one day, I'm gonna kill half the girls in the game and smash them into other ones. So Oakley is a amalgamation of Oakley and Lucy.
On top of that, you know, some of those more scary tendencies got amplified a bit because our writer wanted to make Oakley more of a yandere kind of character, which is, it was an interesting choice, but I did get to draw a fun face for one of her emotes, so that was fun.
I think it was a good change.
It certainly makes the character memorable.
Yeah. Also, I know that the Fall Feather used to be like the speed boost power up.
Yeah, things got shuffled around a lot. I think there was a little bit too where there was some overlap between the power-ups in like really early development. So yeah. Yes, yes, Cupcake. Pillow is one of the pixel artists. He did most of the art for the dungeons.
I did a lot of the items too.
Yeah,
Like-
he did a lot of the collection items as well.
I made them more itemy, and a whole bunch of the like puzzle element blocks, like the metal, like barrels, the peg blocks. And I know that like you did some of them too, but like there's like some that I like went over and redid.
You did almost all of the dungeon tiles. I did a few of them, but you did almost all of them. What else? Oh, the music. Yes, John Sinclair did the music. He is not able to be here today because he is very busy. He is a prolific musician, so he has a lot of stuff to do outside of this stuff. But yeah, he's he definitely would have liked to have been here if he could, and it's entirely possible that he'll drop in unannounced. We'll see what happens.
And if you want to see him, he occasionally will play in Red's Tavern in Prodigal, so...
That's true.
Oh, hold up. You did some music too, Lou.
I did a little bit of music, yeah. Especially for the second portion of the game. But not a ton. John is the one who really made the game's soundtrack what it is. Alright, we'll move on to the next question. This is a question for Curse Crackers. Does the name have intentional layers / puns, for example, baked goods with a curse on them, or is it just straightforward alliteration?
I don't know, man.
There are as of yet no cursed like saltine crackers in the game. We have joked about it that we're going to put those in to give the sort of a second layer.
You can expect plenty of puns and bad jokes.
Oh yeah, so many puns. I've been insisting so. It's difficult for Min to get me off of the idea of puns. Like, a lot of the names are puns for, like, the characters. A lot of, like, the subtitle is a pun as well. It's for Whom the Belle Toils. The plot of the game is that your boyfriend has been kidnapped, and you have to go get him back. So... How did we all meet? Well, we'll have to get to that one in the... Well, we can answer that one real quick. That's a bit of a long story, but also not a long story. I met Min because somebody that he knew asked in a Golden Girls RPG parody game server if anybody knew how to do pixel art, and I volunteered, and then I started doing work, and that's how we met. Pillow was somebody who I worked with on somebody's passion project and like a fan game previously, so I was familiar with his work and knew that he did a good job.
That's a bit of luck on my end.
Hey, I mean,
I could have left that as that fan game.
I met the legendary Scoot on Twitter by sending him a random DM being like, "Hey dude, you ever want to work on a game?"
Pretty much how it went.
yeah. And then Scoot and Crystal know each other in real life.
Did you accept it, Scoot? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I just crawled my way in. I just was like, hire me. I'll draw for you. And I was just like, annoying him until he finally just was like, okay.
I think
just
the
let you
first
know.
thing you did for us was some of the promotional art. You did like the Halloween picture and the bunny girl picture and some other stuff.
Kirhasa.
Yeah, Kirhasa. Well, Kirhasa was like the first concept thing that we had her do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll move on to the next question. Soda says, seeing how dungeon and puzzle heavy Prodigal is, could some sort of custom dungeon builder software ever be released to the public for us to create, share, and challenge each other's puzzles/dungeons? Or would it be too much work with how the game is built up for it to be a reasonable thing to spend time making?
Just want to say I've asked that question like during the development of this game too.
Yeah.
I think maybe, yeah.
Perhaps in the future, when we have another coder, it'll definitely be more likely. I'd love to have that, and I think about having a tool like that often because, that's a really cool idea to let people be able to build their own dungeons and create some experiences
Seriously.
to share with each other. As it is, I definitely don't have the time or the knowledge to create such a tool, and considering we have access to another coder, it's something that I would want to look at for Prodigal 2 or something like that.
Yeah, but, as long as we're a small team, that's going to be a tough one to get into.
I will not have my grubby little fingers on level design for a while.
Alright, next question. From Mappo. How long overall did it take to make the game? Are there many differences between the final version of the game and what you had in mind at first? We kind of touched on this a little bit, but I guess we can go into more depth.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead and start off.
So when we picked up this game to work on, we received a deadline of we needed to make a game in 8 months, which that was a little gnarly. So we looked at every project that we had currently, everything we'd fiddled with, any ideas we'd done, and any prototypes we've made. And I'd made the prototype for this game when my grandpa passed away as kind of, to cope. So I took a break from work on Zenocyte and made this prototype. And it was drastically different from what it is now, but it was kind of the same idea of like Zelda-like, Merry Girls, all that sort of thing. So when we got that deadline, we had a meeting and went through all those things, and Prodigal seemed like the thing we had the best shot at doing, and we did it. We worked on it for like 6 months before I threw out all the code and design and restarted,
Mhm.
and then it was like 4 months after that we finished, probably.
Yeah, it was 4 months that we released the base vanilla version of the game after that, so 10 months altogether, I think.
I don't
And-
even remember how many months we spent on expansion stuff.
6? I want to say 6. 4 to 6. But I mean, during the initial development of the game too, we had a lot of different ideas that we didn't get to throw in. Like originally, we were gonna do something much more Zelda-like with a bunch of different items and much more like crazy explorable overworld. But you know, as we were going through, we realized that a lot of this stuff we were just throwing in as extra. It didn't actually add anything to the game, and so we streamlined it. And unfortunately, we didn't get to do everything that we wanted to do with like the NPCs. Partially just because of time, partially because of experience on our part. But you know, hopefully we'll get to mess around with that more on the sequel whenever we get to that.
It's the most interesting 6 months of my life, I'll say that.
Yeah, we had you churning out tiles non-stop, basically.
Yeah, we were all working pretty dang hard.
Mm,
Here's a question from the chat. Panda asks, when did you guys conceive the process for Zenocyte Clad, and how was it planning and executing the idea for that game from start to finish? We'll tell you when the game is finished.
Yeah, we can't we can't really tell you about the finished part because it's
Yeah.
a cursed game project that will never be finished. It's just kind of like, okay, we're working on it, and it's like, shoot, we can't work on it because of blank. We have to do something else. Hurry, so we can get back to Zenocyte, and then we get back, and then it's back to another curse hit. So I don't know,
they're
man.
not joking about the curse, it's real. It's real.
It's
I've
real.
experienced it firsthand.
Who do you have to thank for the storm puzzle? That is all Min. He did all the puzzle design. So any ire that you have in that regard, you can send his way.
Min's a juggernaut.
He is. All right, we'll move on to the next question. From a scale of 0 to 96, how malicious will Malice Mode be in Curse Crackers?
I'd say about 66% because we wouldn't want to spike all the way up to 100% all at once. We'd want to, give stages.
71%.
Something to ease a player in. That's what I'm hoping for.
It'll
I mean, you'll get your 100% malice, but you're not going to get it all at once. You're going to have to earn it.
66 to 71. Yeah. It'll be tough. It'll be tough. We'll have to see how it works out, because it's definitely going to need some tweaking as we continue to mess with the game and play test it and stuff. But yeah. It'll be tough. It'll be tough. All right, the next question is, what genre would you classify Curse Crackers as?
Yeah, I thought of this morning, and because of the way that we did some changes earlier, calling it a platform mania.
Platform mania. What is a platform mania?
Because we have slight Castlevania vibes with the pocket items and the recipes and stuff, but it's certainly a platformer akin to Kirby and Mario. It just you have sort of those long-term progression aspects.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah.
it's definitely not a Metroidvania, because it's level format and overworld and all that sort of stuff.
Right. Yeah, much more like the Kirby games where you could go back and find secrets and extra goodies. Definitely much more like that. It is time for the next question. Here it comes. Oh. Can we expect Cursecracker's plot to be in any way related to the events in Prodigal at all? Yes. Yes.
This is an easy one-word answer.
Yes, you can. Next question. The crossed out question is, will we finally get Sad the Rat as a playable character featuring voice lines from Clown Lou? Sadly, no. Sad Rat died in a terrible accident and will no longer be able to appear in public on account of being dead. And due to one of those clauses where it's like you can't have the likeness of an actor after their death, we can't have him in any games. I can't like impersonate him, so it's unfortunate.
Oh man, that's just messed up. That's messed up, dude. How could you do? How could it happen?
As for the other questions, is there something from Prodigal's development that you'd like to rant about, but nobody has asked the right question? I don't know.
Luke killed all my
Everyone's
women.
Plenty of things to say.
I think people have a lot to rant about me with. I think I'm that thing.
The Caroline nerfs, the murdered women that didn't get to be in the game.
I have made myself a very controlling presence. A very controlling presence with the games, on account of being very particular about making sure that things are consistent and family friendly. So, yeah.
You know what? I think I have something. Siska's Dungeon, that went through a whole bunch of different changes and like ideas.
Yeah?
Yes, as like, I'm just curious, like, what was going on in your guys' head with like that whole thing.
I don't know, man.
You don't know?
I don't know either. I wasn't really awake for it.
You were designing it.
Yeah, Siska's Dungeon is the result of a fever dream.
Interesting. I guess that accumulates up to like a gauntlet sort of dungeon.
Capodacco just asked a question, but we'll have to get to that after this one. Yeah.
Slice of Panda also had one earlier.
Oh,
if
did
you
it?
want to add to the list.
I missed it. Okay. We might have to scroll back through and check for questions. Also, the other question is also if you could put any character of any game you've done or have in development into any other franchise as a cross promotion, who would it be and why?
I like the
Yeah, I
idea.
don't want to go.
No, go ahead, dude.
I don't want to sound like someone generic, but the only thing that I could think of was like Orin and Legend of Zelda, but I was like, nah, it needs to be a little bit more creative than that.
Does it though? If I were gonna put him in a Zelda game, I'd put him in one of the Hyrule Warriors games, so you could have him plow through a bunch of
Sick.
enemies.
That'd be so cool. And have like a Dread Hand super ability that just like swallows an area of enemies into the shadows.
Yeah,
That'd be so sick.
that'd be sick.
Amadeus would be sick
There's
too.
one cupcake, thank you. Yeah, I'd want a Scooby-Doo episode with Amadeus.
Oh my god.
Great.
I want to be.
It was Amadeus.
I'd love to see like Orin in a Shantae game, or like any of our girls in a Shantae game. I love their art and their games. They make some
That'd
cool
be cool
stuff.
to see.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Or, you know,
Yes, only if.
assist trophy Colorgrave, slapping people across Smash.
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy.
Steals your colors and you can't use special abilities anymore. You can only do jabs until your color's restored.
It'd be cool to have one of our characters in Smash. I don't know who it would be, but like as an assist trophy or yeah, as like an assist trophy, that'd be cool.
Pipe dreams, though.
We all do.
Let's answer some of the questions that we had that we scrolled past. Panda asked, was development on Curse Crackers done before Prodigal or after it, and when was the idea thought of? So, that's
Curse Crackers was first.
Curse Crackers was put into development first, yeah. But not this version of Curse Crackers. So, there's going to be 3 Curse Crackers games.
Oh, wow. Just,
Yeah.
you know, throw that out there.
There's gonna be 3.
Leak or Lou, letting it all out.
There's gonna be 3 Curse Crackers games. The Promise. Well, I mean, there are. That is,
So there isn't going to be 3 Curse Cracker games. We have 3 Curse Cracker ideas for games currently.
okay.
Thank you, Scoot.
But one's just being worked on right now.
That's a more accurate statement. That's a more
Scoot with
accurate statement.
The more diplomatic answer from Scoot. Thank you. Saving me from being stuck with 2 more games that I have to make now. I already have one that's hanging over my head. Let's just add 2 more.
Yeah, okay. So yes,
So-
there are 2. Sorry, go ahead, Scoot.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I was just gonna say, Curse Crackers was the project that we originally brought Scoot in to help with. Cause
Yeah, so when I was joined on the team, that was basically like the only project that we had at the time. Outside of Zenocyte, which was kind of like on the back burner. Or, that was the one that was on the front burner, with Curse Crackers being on the back burner. And then flash forward and, you know, we get to the point where we're making Prodigal. So Curse Crackers got shelved for the moment. And then this year we finished Prodigal, and we're kind of like trying to think of new things to do. But unfortunately, my life and Crystal's life got super hectic. So it was mostly just Pillow, Min, and Lou all kind of like working on projects together. So they resurrected the Curse Crackers project, but completely different from what we originally planned. So, and that's what they've been working on.
mm-hmm.
Well, are we allowed to say like what those ideas were and
No, let's not get into that.
Yeah, we probably don't
Okay.
wanna do too much with that.
right?
Because
Yeah.
we can still turn around and do it, so.
Yeah. But yeah, that was actually what got Scoot on board, and thank goodness, because then we also got Crystal, and the both of them are fantastic character designers.
And without them, we wouldn't have all these bunny girls. I mean,
It's true. It's true.
can you imagine a worse fate?
The second question was from Capodaco, who asked, not sure if this was answered or not, but what was the motivation behind Colorgrave as a studio name?
Well, we were previously White Clover, which was a name that I came up with when I was, I think, 15, and I was writing books and stuff, and that was the company that I started to try and sell books and all that sort of mess, and I just kind of stuck with it. For a while, I was only working with, you know, people that I was taking commissions from, or sorry, they were taking commissions for me to do assets for games, or code, or music, or whatever. And eventually I had John and Lou and Scoot, and it was kind of like a moment of, well, now I have a team of people around me. This is like not just me anymore. We should do something to reflect that. So we started having these internal debates of like, what do we name our company? What do we do? What would our logo be? All this sort of stuff. So we hit around all sorts of awful, awful names for the company. Truly tremendously bad. And eventually, because I was a big fan of our character that we come up with of Colorgrave, and I thought the name sounded cool. And I was just like, why don't we just call ourselves Colorgrave? Why don't we just do that? And I guess it stuck. And then, you know, we spent the next month arguing about the logo until Lou just suddenly was like, fine, I'll draw the logo. And he drew a logo. I was like, yeah, that's a good one. We're going to stick with that.
Yeah, we had at least one other person try and design the logo. But Min was not happy with it. And I was like, all right, well, I guess it's up to me.
Part of the problem with... Part of the reason I'm so lucky that I have Scoot, Crystal, and Lou is I'm really, really bad at giving directions sometime, and I'm also really bad at, you know, speaking coherently. And to a degree, they understand me or kind of can glean what I'm going for, which is fantastic. And I'm unbelievably lucky to have them.
And also does not have any kind of artistic eye whatsoever. Like, we're talking a guy that thinks that poop brown and neon green go well together.
Oh no.
Okay, we don't need to talk about my rivery color, okay? I'll just fiddling around, all right? Stop bullying me.
All right, we'll move on to the next
We still love
Discord
you.
question. Would you rather fight 100 bat-sized Colorgraves or one Colorgrave-sized bat, and why?
Does this even affect their power?
That's a good question.
I think if she keeps her power, which her power isn't associated with her size, 100 of her would be terrifying.
Yeah.
So definitely not that.
But if she doesn't, then I'd rather fight 100 bat-sized Colorgraves. It'd be much more
Bolt anchor spam. Clear him out. Use that
Just
weapon
imagine
change.
Yeah, I think
that. Just being chased by 100 small women.
that'd be pretty scary.
Yeah. I mean, they're all angry at you.
All right, we'll move on to the next one. What is everyone's favorite and least favorite piece of work/content they have contributed to Prodigal?
We want to work our way down since
Yeah.
it's an everyone question.
Yep. Crystal, do you have... I know that your work on Prodigal wasn't extensive, but do you have anything that was favorite or least favorite? Maybe even just like out of the concepts that you've done so far?
So, yeah, so I was brought into Prodigal very late. So basically it seemed like everything was done other than like expansions and, you know, like patch updates and such. So I could say that Cure, she was like my favorite concept to do. However, I did really enjoy drawing like the promotional art. I don't know if we ever uploaded the Revulon piece, but that was probably my favorite thing to draw of Prodigal per se.
Did we?
Like
I thought we tweeted it or something, or put it in the
Did we?
trailer.
I don't think we did.
We put
If
it.
we didn't,
It's in
Did
the
we?
trailer. I don't know what we ever did with the trailer.
I don't know. And either way, that was probably like one of the funner, like most fun piece I've done for Prodigal. But yeah, so.
that was a cool piece. It
Yeah.
was awesome.
Mhm.
What was your least favorite?
My least favorite, also Kier and the Revulon piece. Just kidding.
I mean, fair.
I don't think I had a like least favorite per se. I'm trying to like think, like, what did I even do? I'm like trying to like, um,
It's just all good times. There's nothing bad.
I would say, I guess technically would be it's like very small, but it's like the typography. Like when we did the patch updates, like the engineer and the deputy and like heroes rest. It's just like, it's very like, I remember just having to spend so much time on it because like I only had my iPad at the time because my laptop was gone and I was still waiting for my PC to be built. So I was literally just like, this is so like, it was just so tedious. It's not necessarily like I hated doing it or anything. It was just very tedious to do. So I would say that was like my least favorite, and it's like not really drawing either, like illustration wise. So yeah.
Nice. All right, I guess I'm next. My favorite. I think my favorite was probably all of the animations I got to do for the bosses and stuff. I really enjoyed doing that. My least favorite was trying to work on UI. Part of it because I'm not a very good UI designer, especially not when I was starting on it. But also, Min is very particular about how UI looks. So combined with my inexperience and sometimes poor decisions in that regard, that made it sometimes difficult to come up with a good solution for different things. But I think we did all right overall.
Okay. I hated it all equally, and my favorite thing to put into the game was probably the altars.
You are fueled by pain and suffering.
Yeah.
I could believe it, yeah. Alright. Well, a bit of context for me. When I first started out, I had a bit of trouble matching Lou's style. So, the first few, like, dungeon tiles that I made, like, for Title Mine and all that sort of stuff, I have a whole bunch of just concepts for that. I was just, like, trying to, like, get a good idea and get into the style of it. So, like, my first month is just me struggling and trying to, like, figure out what works, what doesn't, what they have, what I think would be interesting. And I also like to be very pixel particular. I think one of the least favorite things, like one of the things I'd like go back and redo is probably like the Castle Van like floor tiles, just because they're just too busy comparatively to like all the other instances of like wood being used in the game. Like the like Raim's altar in the church, like that's a better example of me like understanding how to texture wood with like 3 colors. And I'd say like December, like before we made the change to the updates that Prodigal would be receiving, where we all decided like, okay, let's just all do Heroes Rest. I was on a roll. I had like things finished all the way up to like I think August of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I had so many things done, and I was just like getting concepts done. Like I like the Damon's Dive dungeon tiles. Those are probably one of my favorites. I know like I showed that to Min and Lou, and they're like, that looks pretty cool. And I was like, yeah, isn't it? I was just really proud of like the shaping of how I managed to do that. But I guess my all-time favorite is my boss that I did. The one boss, and I think Min and Lou kind of were like, "Whoa, are you kidding me with this?"
There needs to be some background here. So with this boss, I said, we don't need a lot here. Just do something simple. We just need like this, this, and this. It doesn't need to be very much work. Just, figured you'd have fun doing a boss. And so Pillow kind of goes into his little work den for a few days, and then comes back with like a whole sheet of sprites and like all these effects and all these different animations. Like, oh my gosh, Pillow, you made this so much more complicated. What have you done? But it looks cool, so you know what? Whatever.
Yeah.
Just
It looks
more
like
work for me.
it's supposed to be the hardest boss in the game, and then you guys one-upped it, and I was like, "Are you kidding?" Oh well.
It
Oh man.
I mean, it's definitely the coolest looking boss. With
I
some of the
think it's
coolest
worth-
animation. Yeah.
I for that character in particular, it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next question.
Wait, doesn't Scoot get to go?
Oh yeah, Scoot. I'm sorry, he's so quiet.
That's all good. I'm used to being forgotten.
Oh no.
No. That's good.
Favorite thing? I don't know. Just designing the girls. A lot of fun. I have a favorite one. Siska was really fun to design, and I feel like she ended up like out of all the designs that I made, the one that got picked was probably like the best one. Definitely the most interesting and most character for it. And designing Oakley was also a lot of fun, but she was also like before she was taken from two different characters, kind of meshed together. So designs for her were kind of already done before work on Prodigal began. Yeah, other than that, it was just like doing all the full picks of like all the girls together for like trading cards or box art or like Steam assets and stuff, which was fun, but definitely just designing them at first was I think the funnest part of the whole process.
Yeah, he definitely did a good job.
Thank you.
You know, I think it's kind of funny that Lou didn't enjoy doing Siska's what was it, the wedding portrait?
That was, I mean, it was very out there compared to the rest of them, so it makes sense.
What was your
That she was such a small canvas to work on.
What was your least favorite thing that you've
Least-
contributed?
I have to think a little bit of that one. I mean, I think the least favorite part of the whole process isn't really what I've contributed, but what I contribute that doesn't make it.
Hmm.
So, like, on average, I'll do like 4 designs per character, if not more. And typically I'll like one the most. And I think for almost every single character they've made, the one that's my favorite always gets scrapped. So, and then,
Just a
there's a different design that gets picked instead, which is fine. I think all the ones that got picked were, definitely the best for the game. But, I think that's my least favorite part of it, is that my favorite designs don't get approved for the final process. But, yeah.
Well, we have to narrow them down from 4 great designs to the best of them.
And we also don't throw them away. We might see them in the future too. So
It's true.
True, they do get just put on the back burner. But okay, if I was to say something, I'm with Lou on like making like UI assets. But for me, it's like making all the roadmap updates or like doing stuff that's like art for the
Like
the
store
speedrun
art and
contest and stuff. Yeah, that stuff's not really that much fun. But
like busy
yeah, it's
work.
gotta be done. It is. Just, there's like literally no drawing to it. It's just like just putting text together. So
Very
I think-
exciting.
Crystal and Lou and I are all on the same page that stuff's like that's for like a graphic designer, not like a character artist.
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying that like
We
we're not
got what
gonna
we
do
got.
it. It's just like you said, it's busy work. So.
Yeah.
All right. We've got 2 questions that were related, so I put them together. Who is best girl and why is it River? And then follow-up question, why are River best girl fans in denial about Keaton being best girl?
I think I can handle this one here. Okay. River has a pretty cool story, and now that she's beyond her trauma, I think she's gonna do great things in the frontier. So I think she's great. In regards to Keaton, the answer is simply because we don't always get what we want.
Keaton's my favorite, so but you know what? River has. She used to have the coolest design out of all of the girls, but I think Kirhasa is a little bit cooler, or they're equally cool. Because I really enjoyed taking both of those drawings and turning them into portraits. And that's kind of how I determined which one I enjoyed the most in terms of visuals, is how fun they were to make into characters.
I've gone on record saying that I liked Caroline just because she has a fun, air around her. She's just a funny character in general.
Bunny girls! Bunny girls!
Bunny girl supremacy!
Caroline's pretty cool too. She gets
Pirate Caroline?
Outfits, man. No other girl has that.
That's true. Caroline is the only one who gets a wardrobe change.
Funny that.
It is funny. Alright, next is, speaking of best girls, are there any girls that became cut content? And Laroxox says, the lost myth of the XGF.
Let me say one thing and then anyone else can talk. In regards to the X, that may still be something we want to touch on at some point, so I don't want to get too into that, but Oren did indeed have someone when he was down south, so.
It's canon,
Aside
it's
from that.
confirmed.
So I'm guessing is there like any girls that got cut from the final game, which I guess we've kind of already gone over with like only being a romance option that we wanted, but she ended up getting cut and kind of just as put as a side character.
Yeah.
Again,
What about the
X,
maid?
which was just confirmed. The maid?
Yeah, the maid.
I mean, there was plenty of girls that got cut, I believe. I mean, obviously, Min already talked about it with Luke cutting out like half of the original female cast that we had planned.
And all the
A lot of
mothers.
characters that
All
we
the
had.
moms do.
Yeah, just like Oren's.
Walt
Dad and
Disney
mom.
over here.
Yeah.
Well, dude, the maid did get cut, both like literally and
yeah, like there's a lot of different things that we're playing around with for like the girls, like just romance options, even guys for like romance options, but a lot of it ended up just getting cut due to mostly just time.
We
Was
looked-
just the biggest factor for it.
We also looked at like the monsters in the Colorgrave world, doing some sort of thing for all of them, but there's just not enough time.
I remember
Yeah.
the time when I wanted to push like getting into a relationship with one of the doors. that would have been a pretty high margin thing to be about right there.
Yeah, like I mean, like the maid. There's like the gambler lady. There's like one of the other bunny girls. Like I believe there's like the jeweler. Like there's so many things. So many of almost every lady that you put in the game at some point was like up for grabs for being like a romance partner, but just got cut.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
an interesting
just in-
question.
Also,
And,
in regards to the X, I always found that like potentially like something, because I know like in one of Caroline's dialogues, like she asks you if you saw anyone in the South, and generally, I think most people say no as the canon answer, which kind of like makes me think of like who Orin is. Like, is he lying? Because like I assume like the whole idea between like the yes and no questions is in the fact that you're like you're being honest is how I usually see it anyway. So that one in particular always was like thing of contention with me. I'm not entirely sure how it would have like played out considering that we didn't do it and all that. But I always found that an interesting detail that would be recontextualized.
Well, sort of like how people can change the names of the character to something other than Orin, and you know, make choices. We just got asked in chat by Soda Machine who the canon marriage is. Well, there is a canon marriage, which we're not going to reveal today on stream. But yeah, sorry. That's something for a future thing. But
Right.
the you know, the game as you play through it is not necessarily the events as it happens. So even the choice that everybody chooses is not necessarily the correct, well, the factual choice.
I mean, if we did it based on numbers, everyone would be forcibly married to Oakley in the future. 'Cause thanks to her little trickery of forcing you into marrying her, she has the highest married stat of any of the girls. We gotta fix that. We gotta get some more River fans going.
But yeah, that's the Prodigal Cinematic Universe multiverse confirmed. No multiple. There's no multiple Orins.
Oh yeah, there's like some theories about that in the earlier days.
I think we have one more question.
We have one more question. We have two that I put in general that were asked in chat that we may have missed.
Okay. Is Curse Crackers currently planned to come as a complete package, or will it follow the Prodigal style with content being added on later? And if so, will we be allowed to actually buy it as DLC? I think the plan is right now it will have content added to it after release. Because I know there's a lot of stuff that we'd like to do that we don't necessarily have time for.
Definitely don't have time for. We can be sure on that one.
And
Boy.
we're probably not going to release it as paid DLC, but the game will probably be more than $10. Yeah, I think that answers the question.
We're bigger fans of the idea of, you know, you pay the upfront cost to buy the game, and, you know, if the community supports the game, we support the game and continue to do things for it. So in the example of Prodigal, like, we would continue to support the community that supported the game by adding more content to it. So let's say, for example, Curse Crackers, you know, only 10 people buy it, then we're probably not going to be doing content updates. But if we have people buying it and people engaging with it and liking it, then we're probably going to do content updates, and we're probably not going to do it as DLC because, you know, you already paid for the game, and part of the reason for the content is to give back to you guys that are giving to us. So
yeah. And let's check.
I think we did hit both those questions actually. Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Did you miss will Curse Crackers have puzzles weaved into the platforming, or be strictly platforming and boss battles? Did we answer that one?
We missed that one.
Um,
Yeah, go ahead.
there may be some puzzly elements, but it's going to be a lot of platforming and shenanigans. But we're going to be trying to break it up with, you know, puzzles or different little challenges here and there.
Yeah. Are we saying that Orin is an unreliable narrator? I mean, I guess a little bit. Well, he's a human being. He makes mistakes.
Well, didn't we establish the narrator at the end of Heroes Rest?
That's true. We did. We did establish the narrator.
It's not
at the
Orin
end of
that's
Heroes
narrating the
Rest.
story. Anyway, though, do
Yeah.
you have any other questions from chat? Any other wonders burning in your minds?
Whitefish are small little whales.
What?
In the fishing mini game, there's like big fish. Those big white ones are just small whales.
Oh gosh. What's the hardest part of Zenocyte Clad to develop, and do you guys think it will take more time? It will take more time to make them Prodigal. It will definitely take more time to make them Prodigal because the level of detail on the art and the animations is obscene.
Mm-hmm.
So Lou is really going crazy on that one, making things look nice. So it's certainly going to take longer. It's not something that we're, ignoring or throwing away. But I think that's going to be the main time sink on that. I spent a huge amount of time redoing the character controller to try and make it feel nice and like it flows really well. I think we're about there on that, which that was going to be my main hurdle to get over. So the rest of it at this point is just going to be animation work and art that's going to take a long time.
Are there any other projects in the works or the back of your minds that you want to tease right now? I mean, we kind of have, like recently, we've discussed the possibility of a Prodigal 2 at some point down the line, and we've got more ideas for Curse Crackers kind of stuff. I think that makes up the majority of kind of what we've had discussions about.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that stuff is exciting to you guys. But right now, we're kind of full attention on Curse Crackers, the one that we're developing right now, and maybe we'll have a conversation about something else every once in a while. But pretty much all of our thoughts are in that, all of our brain power. Joke question: harem ending when? Unlikely.
Imagine a scenario where Orin just gets so rich he buys out the Croc Casino. He's like, yeah, what's up?
Would you guys ever consider making a dating sim game, or do you guys just solely want to develop RPGs and platformers?
I definitely don't only want to make RPGs and platformers, but I can tell you I definitely don't want to do dating elements again. I thought it was fun, but
It did make for interesting storytelling.
It's something that will probably, whenever we go into making a game, we try and think of something interesting that we can do with it, so that we're not just remaking a game, basically, so
twisting it, so to speak.
Yeah, we want to give it a twist. So the twist with Prodigal was that you could marry somebody, the twist for Curse Crackers is mostly a mechanical twist, but you know, we'll see kind of how else things go. These projects tend to take quite a turn later in development. You know, something that you thought was solid the whole way through might suddenly need to be changed. Like how Min in Prodigal completely changed like the UI and the pathfinding and all that stuff late in development.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So, you know, just it's hard to say exactly what all will be twisted, but the main element is that you get to use your round pet / friend to bounce off of the floor, and you can bounce it around to hit things and other stuff like that. That's kind of the main thing that we're playing with. All right, I think that was all of the questions. Yes.
You want to do your leak?
Yes. The leak. I feel like we need more dramatic music for this.
Oh dear. So, part of the points thing, Lou seemed to think that we weren't going to make it, so I said, okay, fine, we'll do the QA if we get to 50%, and we'll leak if we get to 100. And so, we got to 100, so we're going to show something a little early.
A little early. Amadeus theme?
Appropriate.
Well,
Nice
sure,
and ominous.
we can do the Amadeus theme, sure. Actually, we'll
Bikini art of the characters and Curse Crackers. I don't know. That'd be a Crystal or Scoot question. I don't think we're gonna be able to put it in game.
All right, guys. So
we can do more questions after.
But Lou is the gatekeeper.
It's true.
He's the bikini art gatekeeper.
I am.
We can do more questions after we show this off, but we just want to make sure that we show this off.
Yeah. So we're actually going to be sort of leaking two things. Kind of. It's two characters. It's two characters. The first one you'll recognize.
We want to give them a timeline. You want to?
So you might recognize this character a little bit. The hairstyle, if nothing else, should give it away. These are some of the concepts that Crystal has done. So this character will be making an appearance in Curse Crackers, along with somebody else. Somebody else. This character. So yeah, you'll be able to go talk to them and interact with them in the game. That's the only plan that we have for them right now. But you know, who knows? That's an excellent question.
Why ever would they be in the mage world?
Very, very interesting. But yeah, I think that that's all that we have to show today. I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. I hope you've enjoyed asking questions.
But before we go, I know some of you are very interested in the crocodile run. I thought that today might be a good day to give a heads up on what the rules for the race will be. So we wanted to make it a little interesting. So here are the rules. Between September 1st to the end of September, you can submit runs on speedrun.com to the Crocodile 2 race board, and the top 3 are going to get a prize. For every 10 people that participate, there will be 1 wooden spoon award, which, you know, we'll get into what that is when we fully announce what the rewards will be, but that's essentially like a participation, congratulations, thanks for playing. And then we will have 1, I'm jokingly going to call it the Vegeta Award, because you tried your hardest and you just couldn't seem to get in the top 3, but dang, did you try real hard, and we all thought you were awesome. So those are going to be, that's going to be our prize structure. And the rules for it are going to be, you don't have to be married, you have to activate the Ram altar, and you have to have the colorless scarf, and the run ends when you bonk Bolivar. Other than that, go crazy.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for coming by. We will... The Rame altar. Yeah. So we'll be letting the we'll be writing the rules officially inside the Discord. We'll be announcing it on Twitter as well. Spread it around, tell your friends. The more people we have, the more fun it is. So,
and the more wooden spoons.
It's true, more wooden spoons.
You want a wooden spoon.
It's true. We will mail you a wooden spoon.
I promise. I don't know where these people live. I don't want to ship spoons across the country or to other countries.
But we're going to go ahead and head out now. Thank you everybody for stopping by, and I hope to catch you on some of the art streams. Goodbye.
Thanks everyone for coming. See
See you
ya.
guys later.
Bye.